Crosswalk Youth, what is up? Welcome to CG Night. Pumped that you are here with us tonight. Special night. We got the one and only Ryland, Morrow in the house. Gonna be bringing us a message. So open up your heart for it. But before that, I want to just remind you, we have youth camp registrations. They are due on May the 11th. So just a couple more weeks to get the youth camp applications turned in. Talk to your Connect Group leader. We want to give you more information about youth camp and get them turned in. Why would you not want to go to youth camp? It's going to be the best week of summer. So get registered. Love you guys. See you next Tuesday night at Everyone Night. But without further ado, before then, tonight, put a hand together for Ryland Morrow.
What's up, Crosswalk Youth? I'm so excited for our CG night tonight. I'm just going to share a little bit about, what we've been talking about together at Crosswalk Youth. This past Tuesday, we just started a new series called I Have Decided to Follow Jesus. Pastor Landon preached a message called I'm Leaving It All Behind, part one of our series, I Have Decided to Follow Jesus. Part one, I'm leaving it all behind, and it's amazing because we also heard a message on Sunday. I don't know if you were there, or if you were able to watch online. Pastor Frank Potter had a message titled All In. So this theme of being all in, deciding to follow Jesus, leaving things behind, having all or nothing, it's all this theme that we've been talking about as a church and as Crosswalk Youth. And I just wanted to have some time to kind of, break that down a little bit, talk about it in our CGs, brainstorm some ways that we can start to live more for Jesus, not being halfway in, but being all in for him and leaving things behind that can hold us back. So, as a follower of Jesus, there must be things that we need to change. There must be things that we need to leave behind. We're called to be set apart from this world. In Romans chapter 12, verse 2, there's a verse, it's an awesome verse. You may have heard it before. It says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is." And another version says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think." Being all in, Pastor Frank Potter on Sunday was talking about this. Being all in, this is not the moment to be double-minded. This is not the moment to be halfway in, have half of your life living for Jesus, and then the other half holding you back, being in school and hanging out with certain people and at home, whatever it is, whatever it looks like, you might feel like you're only halfway in on Christianity, halfway in on Jesus, only giving him half of your life, or even just a small part of it, or even almost all of it, but there's still that little bit that you're holding on to of your past, or whatever else that you're holding on to. So I just wanted to talk about this, living all in for Jesus. When it comes to leaving things behind, Pastor Landon said this is one of his points from last Tuesday. He says, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. There's a verse in Revelation. Our CG actually talked about this verse last Tuesday. It's Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. It says, if you have your Bible, you can turn there. It says, "I know all the things you do, that you are neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were one or the other. But since you are like lukewarm water, neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth." And a lot of times people interpret this wrong. They think Jesus is saying, I would rather you be a total atheist, all out, than being like part way in or on the fence of being in. And I kind of think about it as you would think a little warm would be better than totally cold. At least that's how I feel in the shower. Like, I'd rather the water be at least a little warm than an ice cold shower, But that's not what Jesus is talking about in this verse. I think there's a deeper meaning. This chapter of the Bible was written to a church in Laodicea. Say that with me. Say, Laodicea. Okay, again, Laodicea. Thank you. Laodicea. Now, there's a church in Laodicea. John is writing this message from Jesus to Laodicea. Now, in that time, stick with me, there were three places that I'm going to talk about: Laodicea, Hierapolis, and Colossae. Laodicea is located in the middle. Herodopolis, you would love this place. Herodopolis is known for their hot springs, okay? They have the jacuzzis, the hot tubs, they have the amazing medicine. You would go to Hierapolis to, for a self-love day. If you needed a day where you just needed to chillax, you just need to, take a day off, take a weekend off, you would go to Herodopolis, okay? Herodopolis. Now there's another place called Colossae. Now Colossae was located near the mountains, so they were known for their cool streams that were flowing from the mountains, and you would go to Colossae to get that refreshing, ice-cold drink of water. Now in that day, water was like very precious, very valuable. So there's the hot water from Herodopolis, the cold water from Colossae. Both of them were very valuable, very useful, and they located right in the middle, Laodicea. Laodicea had the lukewarm water. As the water flowed in from Herodopolis and Colossae, when it got there, it was lukewarm, and you couldn't bathe in it, you couldn't drink it. It was just lukewarm. When you drank it or when you smelled it, it would literally make you throw up because of all the minerals and the not chemicals, but all the earth that was mixed into it because of the time that it took to flow down to Laodicea. You couldn't drink it, you couldn't bathe in it. The lukewarm water was not useful. The hot water was useful, the cold water is useful, the lukewarm water had little value. And that's what Jesus was talking about in this message, in this passage. He would rather you be hot or cold rather than lukewarm. Hot or cold rather than lukewarm. So I just want to ask you guys today, are you guys feeling lukewarm? Or are you feeling hot or cold? There's a line between the difference of these. Hot water was used to heal, cold water was used to refresh, lukewarm water had hardly any use at all in that day. So think about that. Think about this difference between the hot and cold and the lukewarm. Which one are you going to be? Are you going to be available to be used by God as hot water or cold water? Or are you going to be lukewarm water that is hardly useful, very little value? So I think this theme of deciding to follow Jesus, being all in, all or nothing, living for him and leaving things behind, I don't think all this theme that we've been talking about is a coincidence for you. Maybe God is trying to communicate to you tonight that this is not the time to be on the fence. This is not the moment to be double-minded, to have feelings of halfway in, halfway out. This is not the moment. This is not the time. Maybe God's trying to talk to you about that right now. This is not the moment for that. So what is holding you back? We're going to talk about this more. What's holding you back? At this moment, are you double-minded? What will it take for you to go all in? And what do you need to do to leave things behind? What do you need to leave behind? So we're going to talk about this as a CG. I hope you've enjoyed this short message, and I'm excited to talk about it with my CG tonight. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you guys next week at our Everyone Night. Let's talk about this. I'm leaving it all behind. I'm all in for Jesus. I have decided. Let's go. See you guys later. Peace.